Sometimes your mic doesn't register.
I've been ready.
Okay. Okay. And we're live. Okay. Okay.
We're live on, we're live where?
We're live on Twitch. All right. So,
Wow.
okay. Welcome to our first guest to Friendly Banter, Jasmine Lai. She's a dear friend of mine from Wilfrid Laurier University, where we did a business undergraduate together. So today we're going to talk about basically our experience in undergrad, and we're going to talk about something that she's really passionate about, which is cosmetics. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Okay, so I guess first question we have for you is, how did you like school?
How to like school?
Yeah,
Well, I'm still in school right now. How did you
true.
like it? I mean, school's good. Like, you just graduated, and I'm doing my last term right now. We
Hmm.
both studied business. I don't know if that's important,
Yeah,
but if I wouldn't change a thing. Like, I wouldn't change universities. It was fun while it lasted,
yeah,
but now we're in quarantine, so obviously, it's not as fun anymore. I'm just stuck in my room every single day, but it
sure.
was fun. I love the independence that we were able to get that because we chose a school that wasn't close to home.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay. I guess like, let's say I'm little Jimmy and I'm in grade 12, right?
Yeah.
And I applied for the BBA program, and I'm going there next fall. If COVID stops. But um, what advice would you give little Jimmy as going to his first year?
I think the most important thing, or the thing that I would would vouch for the most, is to not let go. Like, remember the reason why you went to university. It's because you're there to get an education. So your number one priority should always be education.
Hmm.
It shouldn't be like, hanging out with friends or partying, even though those things come secondary and it's part of the university experience. At the end of the day, you make the most out of what you put into it. So if you're here to learn, you should be here to learn, but you should also be there to, experience other parts of university as well. So never let go of your study. That's the Asian way of saying it. Get
What if you're there to party?
If you do party, it's okay, but to do it in moderation, as long as you just don't let go of your studies, because you don't go to university to party. That's like secondary, right? So
Hmm.
making sure that you keep all your priorities straight is important to succeed
Yeah.
in life.
Okay.
Not that I have succeeded yet, but that's a good skill, I guess.
Yeah. True.
Good
Fair.
advice.
Fair. Fair.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Um. So, what was your favorite year? And like, expand into it, I guess.
I think my favorite year was third year. Well, I think everyone has kind of like a different perspective of which year they would find their favorite. But for me personally, it would definitely be my third year. I really enjoyed the courses in third year compared to, first and second, where it was more generalized into all aspects of business, like finance, etc. But in third year, I really got to do more of what I wanted to do, which was marketing,
Hmm.
because that wasn't part of the first and second year program.
Yeah.
And I think at that point, it's kind of like in first year, you kind of are it's more about the adjustment or the transition from high school to university. And in second year, you're kind of like starting to get used to it. You're starting to know more people. But in third year, it's kind of like you're comfortable. You're okay with participating, and you're okay with, being more out there than you were in first and second year. So I think the fact that I was a bit more outgoing and out there and willing to make more friends and not hesitant about the transition or the adjustment from high school, I think that's why it was my favorite year. So I think it goes the same for everyone as well. They're just more comfortable and everyone's just so much more friendly, I guess, in third year. It's
Yeah.
like we're in it together rather than we're trying to survive on our own kind of
Yeah.
feel. Do you agree with that? No.
A little bit. I mean, I think university was just like it just went so fast. Like it was actually like a blink of an eye. I really don't feel like there was that much difference between the different years,
Hmm.
but I think I was kind of a loser university anyways.
No.
No,
There's no
like
such thing as being a loser.
no, but like I think I just did my own thing. I really did not like go out of my way to like
I think
like
I understand. Yeah.
like especially in Laurier there's like this there's like the golden path, you know? Like you go to school and then you do really well in like BU 111, 121 and then you're like, "Oh my God, I need to join JDC." And then you know, I need to become a TA. You know, there's like there's a very clear golden path that the school like asks of you. And if you think about it, like the number is actually really, really low. It's I think it's like less than like 5%, right? Like there's no way there's that. But like
Yeah, I actually don't know a single person who, well, I know one person who
yeah,
followed that route.
yeah. But there's like a there's a very clear golden path, and I feel like I don't know. I definitely think that the courses were not bad overall. Overall,
Hmm.
it wasn't bad.
Hmm.
And you know, like, it's really what you make of it. I think. I think like if you really wanted to get out there, you could. Like, you can go out and find okay. You can really go out and find the extracurriculars that you want to like get at. Like, let's say you're really interested in, I don't know, in marketing.
Yeah.
There's like opportunities. There's clubs. There's a lot of things that's available for you, and
Hmm.
I think it's very akin to the business world, I guess. And things happen pretty similarly, I think. I think overall it's a pretty good experience. Yeah.
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 I think I kind of agree with you in the aspect where we were just a bit more closed off. Like we didn't follow the golden route. We did whatever we wanted to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, don't you feel like you're satisfied with what you did because those were the choices that you made?
Uh I don't know. I feel like no, not really. I feel like there's like if I had to put a percentage of how much I could have extracted off of my experience, I extracted maybe like 40% tops.
Okay, I agree with you. Same though.
Honest, dude, I think my biggest mistake was not reaching out for like a mentor ish, cause like there's just so many things that I didn't know how to do,
Yeah.
and then I just tried my own ways, and then there was nobody to tell me like, oh, like don't do this, don't do that,
Hmm.
and um, also like when you have mentors, they kind of like not only do they tell you what to do, they kind of like help you open doors and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't really have anyone like that, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like yeah, like if I could do it all over again, I think I would have done it a lot better. But you know, whatever. It's in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying because at the same time, I didn't exploit those opportunities as well.
Hmm.
And I think that's kind of like how we kind of met. We were both just so much on our individual paths that we somehow crossed paths through university.
Yeah.
And the fact that we were, I think our similarity is that we like to do what we don't get peer pressured easily. So it's kind of like we're very individualistic people, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like our similarity. And I think that's kind of how we kind of like bonded. Do you
Hmm.
agree?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So, you know, I'm on the same boat as you,
Yeah.
and I agree that I made like 40% of what it could have been,
Yeah.
but it's like just a different outlook in life, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
whether you would regret doing something or not.
Yeah. I think I think that if anything there's like two things I learned in university. The first
Mhm.
is how to be independent, I think.
Mhm.
I think I can like be an adult-ish, I guess.
Being
Um
a what?
be adult.
Oh, be an adult.
Yeah, being an adult.
Mhm.
Like um yeah, independence, and the second thing is how to like just not give a shit. Like like sometimes in life you just have to like not care. And I think I got really good at that, you know? Like you only
You're good
have
at that.
yeah, like there's only a certain amount of things you can care about. And like if you care about everything then like you're just tired all the time and you
You
can
become like me. You become crazy.
sure, yeah, you become crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just gotta not care. Like there's this one line that people always say, but I don't think they really take it to heart, which is like if you have no expectations, then everything becomes like a pleasant surprise, right? But if
Mhm.
you have expectations, then
You could only be disappointed from there.
yeah, you can only be disappointed from there. And
Yeah.
it's actually so true. Like like I think I have a pretty big ego, and I think that's like one of my downfalls. And I think over the years, like I've like diminished it a bit by bit. But
Mhm.
the worst thing you can do is to have like really high expectations, and because like once you fail, then you're done. Like you're KO'd. You're KO'd. But um, like what's really like just super OP, like super good is like if you have no expectations, all you have is like the present, your actions,
Yeah.
and if you fail, like whatever, like who cares? You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
you just keep going on to the next. Did you watch? Did you watch The Last Dance?
What dance?
The Last Dance.
No, I didn't. What is
Oh,
that?
it's documentary about Michael Jordan.
Oh no, I didn't.
Okay, it's really popular now. It's on Netflix. Anyways,
Okay.
great watch.
How long is it?
10 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not bad. Finished in a day.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I'll check it out.
sure. Uh, I guess
But I agree with you.
yeah,
A high ego plus high expectations, you're just setting yourself up for like disappointment.
yeah, and, like really bad failure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think I didn't know you had a bad ego. I know that you had expectations of yourself, and sometimes when you couldn't meet those expectations, you would feel down for a bit. But I feel like at the same time, you're good. The good part of you is that you take that failure and you use it as a motivator. So you become like
sure. I think honestly, I think that's just like I agree. I guess that's part of my personality, but I think most of it is driven by ego. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. What's the number one thing you learned in university?
Oh, no. It's probably the independence factor.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that I wasn't independent before I went to university. I would say I was pretty independent going into university.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the independence factor. Maybe the fact that I learned that I can rely on people sometimes would be actually the lesson that I learned because I was pretty independent before.
Mm-hmm.
And just knowing that I have peers surrounding me when I'm alone, like in a different city by myself, I think that was actually something that I learned or something that came to my surprise that, you don't have to take things by yourself. And, you know, at the end of the day, there are people around you who surround you, who are
Uh-huh.
there for you. And I think actually it wasn't university that taught me that, but it was my university situation, like everything revolving around going to university, like the people I roomed with, the friends that I made through my courses, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, true.
Hmm. Yeah.
What's the funniest thing that happened at university?
Funniest?
Yeah.
I just thought of something, but I don't know if I can disclose it. It's about you.
Nothing comes to mind. Nothing
Really?
comes. Yeah, nothing comes to mind.
In second year?
In second year,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're hinting at. I have no idea what you're hinting at.
after after shawarma.
Okay, that's not that funny.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
It's not that funny. How is
That's
B
pretty
getting food poisoning funny?
the food poisoning wasn't the funny part, but it was the fact that you left class because you had food
Oh
poisoning.
my god. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that. Okay, next, next, next. Okay.
What was your funniest thing?
Okay, yeah, I guess that was pretty funny. You know what's even funnier? You tripped on the ice right after.
Oh, yeah. Actually, you know what's even funnier?
What?
That night, or the night before, I dreamt that I was gonna slip and fall,
Wow,
and it
hilarious.
actually happened in real life.
Wow, that's hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Um, so you don't have any regrets?
I mean, if I really thought about it, I would have 10,000 regrets.
Yeah.
But I, I, I I think I'm not. I don't want to look. I don't want to look back and regret. I want to take
Yeah.
that as a learning experience instead.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I would regret anything.
Okay.
And if I had the same, I think I would still make the same choices if I didn't have this knowledge.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would regret anything. But wait, speaking about the funny part, what was your funniest university experience?
My funniest university experience? I don't really think I have any.
Oh my gosh.
I I mean there's a lot of moments that come to mind as memorable,
Yeah.
but I don't know
Like.
about funny. Okay, dude, I feel like my university experience is so weird. Okay, so in first year I lived with like mostly randoms off campus.
Off campus.
Yeah, yeah. And then in my second semester, there were these guys that lived with me, and dude, they were the most rambunctious, like, people that you have ever met, dude. Every Saturday, basically, there's a Premier League for soccer, and so that would be happen in England, right? So like the matches would be happening at like in the afternoon, like
Mhm.
soccer, in the
Mhm.
afternoon. But then in Canada, that would be like really early, like 6 a.m. or something, right?
Yeah.
And then so my roommates, they would wake up at 6 a.m. They would turn on TV, watch Premier League, and they would shout like they were in a stadium. Like, dude, it was.
You never told me this.
I never told you this.
You never told me this.
Yeah, I mean, what you call it? One of my roommates subletted to this Chinese girl, and then her
Yeah.
room was right next to the living room where they watch soccer. And dude,
Yeah.
she went crazy, dude. Like she was
Watched
so,
too?
huh?
She watched too?
She didn't. But
Oh,
then
she just hated them.
she just hated them, dude. I honestly, dude, the amount of like just absolute fury that was just directed at them from her
Yeah.
was so funny. But but they were like really big guys,
Yeah.
and then she was just like this like small Chinese girl, and it was so and so she was huh?
Did she end up saying anything?
Yeah, she ended up going to management and stuff.
She didn't talk to them first. She went to management first.
Like she tried to talk to them, but like it was like really bad because like she's just like this small Chinese girl, and then they're like these big dudes, and then
Wait, were those the people? Were they your friends or were they randoms?
they were
The
randoms. They
people
were
who watched-
randoms.
Okay, so this was
I lived
semester.
with friends, and then they sublet it to randoms.
Okay, okay. Because
Yeah.
I meant your friends. I thought you were talking about your friends.
Oh no 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 yeah. They sublet to randoms, and then that happened, and that was
Wow,
hilarious.
that's
Yeah.
pretty hilarious.
Yeah. Honestly, I actually kind of miss those guys. I feel like my living situation in first year was pretty bad, but like it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Second year was really fun, but it was kind of messy. And I basically lived with like my high school friends in second year, and it was really really fun. It was a blast, but um, yeah, it was just not gonna last. We were too dysfunctional. Like, and I think everybody wanted to, I don't know, diverge. And then
Yeah.
and in third year I lived with Matthew,
Yeah.
and
Matthew.
yeah, that was the best. That was the best. Our place was so nice.
Yeah, your place was nice.
Our place was so nice. Yeah.
I had first-hand experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, that was it. Um, and then fourth year, I lived with kind of randoms too, and fourth year was the worst.
Fourth year?
Fourth year was the worst. Well,
Fourth year
it's
you lived on Leicester.
yeah, I lived above Linden.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the worst. I think because um, yeah, I think that was the worst just because like I had no friends in the first semester because
Yeah.
yeah, all my friends were on co-op or off stream
Or exchange.
or exchange, and then um, and then I just studied for CFA and did my courses and try to look for a job and
So looking
passed
for
C-
you.
and I passed CFA, and that was the only good thing that happened that whole semester. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. Like,
No, it's a big deal.
not really.
It's hard. It's difficult. Not a lot of people can do that.
It's okay. It's really not that bad. Like, it's a pretty clear, like, you do this amount and you pass. Honestly, you know what is impressive is the fact that I studied for like 2 weeks and I passed. Well, like okay, I studied before that, but it was like really like ineffective studying. It was just like, oh, let me gain my hours, whatever. But like, I just like blankly read everything. Like by the time I actually was like, oh man, I need to pass this test, I knew nothing. I read a lot of stuff, but like they were just like I read it and I forgot it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really learn.
Like you were fast. You were reading it so fast that it didn't enter your brain. But
Yeah,
it
yeah,
did enter your brain because you did well.
yeah. Which I guess is not fair. I guess like my first read through like obviously like there was like osmosis, and then it like because like you got that first reading, like when you actually try to learn it, like things made sense a lot faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I guess. Yeah. Let's talk about your exchange.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
so
about?
so where'd you go on exchange, Jasmine?
I went to exchange in Seoul, Korea. I went to an all women's school called
Hmm.
IFA Women's University. So in Korean, actually I don't want to say it because I'm gonna butcher it.
What is it?
um, just so the area is Ide. So IFA
Yeah.
여자 대학 학교, which so it's just Ide for short.
Yeah.
But so it wasn't all females because people who went on exchange they were able to be, or master students could be either gender.
Mhm.
And I just did 4 months there from September to December in 2019.
Uh-huh. Did you have fun?
Lots of fun. I
Yeah.
think that was the peak.
The peak?
The peak of my life.
Yeah?
Yeah, or
What
at
made it
least
so fun? What made it so fun?
I just really like being, you know that feeling that you get when you just leave everything behind and go to a different country?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I've never done that.
Unrelatable. But sometimes you just want to have a feeling where you can leave everything behind and start a new life
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
Not that I was a completely different person or anything like that, but
Hmm.
it just felt like that. And it was kind of like a reset. I made new friends. That was fun. The school system is slightly different.
Yeah.
I feel like at Laurier, what I did was I relied a lot on textbook and a lot of self-learning, and there was just so much work. But in Korea, it was very lecture based, so I learned a lot through lectures, and I didn't have to do as much homework outside. Group projects are completely different there
Hmm.
in terms of presentation. Like you can in Canada, if you have a presentation, everyone must present, right?
Yeah.
But if you're in Korea, not you can choose who presents in your group.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think that's crazy because I'll tell you an example. So there was one weekend where my group met up, but I let them know in advance before they set the meeting date that I wasn't going to be in country, right?
Yeah.
I went to Taiwan instead.
Yeah.
And so they told us to do some preliminary kind of research for the assignment. So I did the research, and there was around six, seven people in our group, and only three people did the research, including me. And later on, as they met up on that weekend where I was gone, they assigned people roles. So we had around a 25-minute presentation, and they dubbed three people to do the presentation, and the rest of them kind of just make the script, or no, make the slides, but not decorate the slides, and like just put the points that you want to mention in this on the slide, right?
Yeah.
And so I got a text when I was in Taiwan, and they said that out of the 25-minute presentation, Jasmine, you'll be doing 20 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
They're like, we deemed that you are the best speaker, and because you didn't contribute that much. And then I said, but in our group, only three people did research, and I was one of the three. And they're like, we might not have used your idea. False. They used my idea. And I had to end up making the presentation PowerPoint as well.
Dude, what if they just knew you were the alpha dog?
The alpha dog.
Yeah. Well, I guess no. You can't be the alpha dog if they tell you what to do. What if you just realize that you will get them the best mark? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So in the end, I didn't really say anything because, it was my fault that I wasn't at the group meeting. Like, I was the one who chose to go to a different country, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did it, but it felt unfair.
Did you tell them you were like traveling for fun?
Yeah, actually, I told them I couldn't do that weekend. Can we meet up earlier?
Uh-huh.
And they said, no, let's take some time to read over the thing first when they could have done so. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, we chose a date that I wasn't going to be in country. And I told
Yeah.
them that I was traveling to Taiwan.
Mhm.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. All right. Did you like the food?
I love Korean food. However, something about the GTA in Canada, Ontario, GTA,
Yeah.
nothing really beats GTA food.
Really? What if you're just used to the taste? Could that be a reason why?
Could that be a reason?
I know my dad, dude, he cannot eat like he like we don't I don't think we ever go to restaurants.
Uh-huh.
Like
Can't stand it. Doesn't like it.
yeah, he just doesn't like it. And like everything he eats is a very similar Chinese palate.
Hmm.
Yeah.
This might be controversial to say, but so Hong Kong food is yummier here. Korean food is yummier here. Japanese food is better in Japan. Just based off the ingredients. The taste doesn't really taste that different, but the quality of ingredients is better in Japan.
Yeah, fair.
I don't know. I feel like Ontario is a place to be. So I don't know. When I went to Korea, yeah, the food was good, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, this pork bone soup can't beat Gavin.
Yeah.
Gavin
I,
is a Korean restaurant in our area, so
I heard pork bone soup is not even served that often.
It's actually a
It's a
specialty dish.
specialty, right?
So
Yeah.
it's a hangover soup, and it tastes almost medicinal because of the perilla leaf.
Yeah.
Um, but if I were to talk about like 부대찌개 or I mean, it really I think for a Korean restaurant to survive in Canada, it has to be good for people to go there, right?
Uh-huh.
But in Korea, because there's so many Korean restaurants and people, their palate that they crave is Korean food because Koreans love Korean food, I think the quality of the food can vary
Uh-huh.
greater. So I think
Yeah.
that's why there are definitely good restaurants in Korea, but there are also restaurants that were more mediocre. But in Canada, if that restaurant exists in Canada, I don't think they'd be able to survive because that wouldn't be the place of choice that people would go to. Does that make
That's
sense?
fair. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. The Korean barbecue has to be better there, right?
Okay, the Korean barbecue 100% is better in Korea.
Yeah.
100%. And it's cheaper as well.
Uh-huh.
You can get like a beef Korean, like, oh my goodness, what is it? A Hanwoo beef,
Yeah.
which is like a premium
Isn't it just
beef.
Korean beef?
Korean cows, Korean cows.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, it's just, you know, cow meat, beef in Canada is not good. I never liked beef in Canada, but when I went to Japan, when I ate like Kobe beef, or when I went to Korea and ate hanmu,
Mm-hmm.
it's just a different experience. Like I would crave it, and it's cheap.
True. True.
Maybe like maximum I spend on a meal
Mm-hmm.
in Korea for beef is like $20, including everything.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Max.
Did you ever
And
get?
yeah.
No. Continue. What'd you say?
I said that really depends on what you order too, and
Yeah.
I'm a big eater.
True.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, did you ever get jjajangmyeon like delivered?
I never got jjajangmyeon delivered, but I went to the restaurant to eat it. I
Oh.
got tteokbokki delivered.
Oh yeah. Dude, honestly, I feel like if somebody opened like a jjajangmyeon delivery place in Canada, actually maybe it's too niche, but I would eat that. Like, honestly, maybe I'm just bored of all the delivery options, but I feel like I mean I don't really get delivery that often,
Hmm.
but
I
if
mean,
I feel like there's no options.
but I feel like you can get jjajangmyeon off Uber Eats here. Is
Can
there a
you?
difference?
It's too expensive.
Oh, it's the price difference.
Yeah, it's astronomical. Like it's so cheap in Korea. No? At least that's what I read.
Yeah, it's like $5 for a bowl,
Yeah.
$5 to $7 for a bowl of jjajangmyeon.
Dude, if
But
you get bowl of if you
pardon?
get bowl of noodles delivered, um, if you get a bowl of noodles delivered here with Uber Eats or something, it's at least
Fif-
like $20.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
Everything costs way more here. I actually did not spend that much money at all
Yeah.
in Korea, even living expenses. So here in Canada where we lived, I think I paid around on average $700 a month on rent.
Uh-huh.
But in Korea, I paid 300 a month.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so big savings.
Yeah.
It's a big brain move to do.
What's like the median salary in Korea?
Ooh, I actually have no clue about that.
True.
But it probably is lower than Canada.
No. Makes sense. Yeah, I think Canada just like everything is so far away. Like
Yeah, Canada's not fun.
GTA has good food apparently.
Yeah. GTA, do you agree with that statement though?
Yeah,
GTA
I
has
think
good.
I think GTA has pretty good food. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. It's not that fun. I don't think there's that many things. But it's also like not fun. I think I think definitely like you can do things.
You can but it comes at a high price as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is pretty pricey, especially if you go downtown. Things are so expensive.
Even just to get downtown.
Yeah. Okay, but you live far.
Okay, true, but how much is a fee? How much is a subway?
325.
325?
Yeah.
Did you say 325?
Yeah, 325.
Yeah, that's expensive. In Korea, it'd be like around two-ish dollars, and even my mom said that was expensive because it's
Yeah.
a flat fee. But in Hong Kong, they it's paid by distance, right?
Uh
So
huh.
it could be a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah. What you call it? Okay, let me tell you a story. Okay, so 3 years ago I went back to China,
Yeah,
and so our family has like this um like distant relative ish
yeah.
that, and like their family is like really really poor.
Hmm.
Like they're really really poor. Like they live in the slums, poor.
Hmm.
And like I remember I went to their house one time when I was younger, and
Yeah.
like it was like a brother and a like those two brothers, right? And then they lived in like, and then they both slept in like this little tiny box. Like let's say this is the room, right? So like this would be the
Wait,
shelf.
what's the room? I can't see you.
Oh, you have to turn on my stream. Anyways, um,
Did you link it?
huh?
Did you link your live stream?
Oh my god. Okay, let me message you on Facebook.
Yeah, this whole time I haven't been able to see him who I'm talking to.
Wait, my bad. Wait, I can just turn on my camera. Oh, actually, no, that ruins it. No.
Continue, just continue speaking.
Okay, yeah. So basically, um, like, like there would be like a bookshelf, and then like their dad would like build like a box on top of the bookshelf, and then they would put like the quilts there, and then
Hmm.
that would be the bed. Why is there so much echo?
Oh, is there a lot of echoing?
Hello, hello. Okay, it's fine now. Okay, there is.
Oh, wait. Let me try putting earphones on.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay.
Wait.
Sure.
Say something?
Hello, hello.
Hmm. Can you say something?
Hello. Doesn't work.
Um,
Um.
um, get another pair of earphones, okay?
Sure.
Say something?
Hello.
Say something?
Hello.
Say something?
Hello.
Huh?
Hi.
I think it's just my. Tech problems. Is it going still though?
Hello. Yeah, still
Yeah.
low. Wait, is there an audio jack on the mic?
What does that mean?
Like on your mic? Is there an audio plug?
Like on this mic?
Yeah. I guess not. Actually, I can tell.
Funny.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think there's any feedback anymore, right?
What do you say?
Okay. Say something?
Say something.
Okay. Seems like it's okay. Okay. I'll edit it out in the published version. Okay. Well, what were we talking about? Dude, we went so off track, but it's okay. Alright, you want to talk about cosmetics?
Okay, sure. What about cosmetics? It really depends. I'm just not a professional. Everything I say may not be true.
Okay, it's okay. We'll get a. Uh. Okay. Just this disclaimer, right? You're not professional. You're just an
Just
enthusiast.
I'm an
Enthusiast.
enthusiast, but an outdated enthusiast maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I might not be good.
All right. So, all right. Well, we'll just jump right into it.
Okay.
All right. So, can you tell me how the industry works? Like like okay. This is what I see. Okay. This is what I see is like there's like some big players like Sephora and stuff, right? But to my
You're talking
understanding,
about retailers?
yeah, retailers, right?
Okay.
So there's like big retailers, but then they just they just like gather all of the like I don't know cosmetics in the world. Who runs the cosmetics? Okay, there's a lot of feedback. Okay, already fix your mic.
There's a lot of feedback.
Okay, maybe if I just talk quieter, it won't register. Wait, I think that's fine. Okay, I'll just talk quieter. If I talk too loud, it registers. But if I don't talk too loud, it's fine. Okay.
Wait. Okay.
Okay. All right. So how does a cosmetic go from Kylie Jenner's brain to your
From who?
hand? Like Kylie Jenner. Yeah. So how does that work? Like, why are there like like what I see, at least from like a dumb male perspective, is like there's some like really big names, like like Kylie Jenner or like that YouTuber guy that's kind of gay. I don't know. I forget his name. What's his name again?
You
That
mean Morphe?
no. On YouTube, there's that guy that does makeup. He got in a lot of
James
drama.
Charles, Bretman Rock,
Yeah, James Charles. Anyways,
or Jeffree Star. I don't know.
Jeffree Star. Yeah, those guys. Yeah. How does like there's those guys and then there's
They're
like
not in Sephora.
oh they're not.
They're not in Sephora. Most of what they do is they partner with a brand called Morphe, and they have their own retail locations. So
Oh.
Morphe, yeah. So they're not really with Sephora.
Okay. And then what about like all the big name brands?
The big name brands.
Yeah, like Gucci, Estee Lauder.
Gucci is not in Sephora, I think.
Okay. What are the big names?
Okay, just disclaimer, I haven't actually bought that many products from Sephora before in my life. Like I
Uh-huh.
can count them in one hand.
Okay,
Surprise, surprise.
what is Sephora?
Sephora is a retail location, so they just kind of act like the brick and mortar store
Uh-huh.
for these brands.
Yeah.
And so how I think it gets to consumers, so Sephora has buyers. So the buyer's job is to, partner with different brands in order to get them into the store. And to do that, sometimes they run test locations. So to see whether there's actually demand for this product. So a lot of people think like the moment that you make it into Sephora, it's great because you now have so many distribution channels that you're able to get into and to be able to expose into the North American market because Sephora is powerful.
Yeah.
Um, so brands in there would be like Tarte Cosmetics. Kylie Jenner is not in Sephora. Kylie Cosmetics, Kylie Skin, they're not in Sephora. I think how Kylie runs her business is it's mostly through e-commerce. So she has her own website and that's how people get it.
Uh-huh.
And that's how a lot of brands start out. And some brands may continue to do it that way just because, e-commerce is so accessible now and there's so little overhead costs with e-commerce that, it's just easier to operate that way and selective distribution, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically you just need to somehow get into contact with a buyer at Sephora, and that buyer has ability to push your products into their store to test whether there's a demand for it. And if there is, they can push it to more stores and, you now have a channel to sell your products in.
Okay. Okay. So on the very like upscale, there's like the premium brands, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And on the low ends, there's like the budget brands, like you can buy on like Yes Style and stuff like that.
No, Yes Style is not a budget brand. So I think what Yes Style has is more so Asian cosmetics.
Oh, is that
Asian
so?
Asian cosmetics tend to be more budget friendly.
Okay.
However, yeah, they tend to be more budget friendly just because, they're not positioned as a luxury kind of product, more
Yeah.
so as an accessible everyday kind of like product.
Sure, sure, sure. Okay, so what's on the lower end then?
Dollarama makeup.
Oh, really?
There's makeup. I don't know if you know this, but Dollarama or dollar stores sell makeup, and this tends to be from Elf or Wet n Wild. Not saying that these are bad brands because I still use Elf. Sometimes they have a e-commerce website that I purchase from, and they also sell at the drugstore. So
Yeah.
a bit of a step up from dollar store makeup would be the drugstore. So what things that you get from Walmart.
Mm,
Um, Shoppers now is kind of expanding into luxury makeup as well because they have like Clinique and all that kind of. They're trying to put more expensive brands inside
yeah.
now. But originally, like for example, Maybelline, Revlon, and these are more so North American focused. Those are what's in drugstore, and then you would have the higher tier, which would be Sephora, and they would have more expensive products. So they carry stuff like Tarte, Giorgio Armani, and they also carry like Chanel and YSL, and that's kind of upper tier, I guess. But just because it's more expensive doesn't mean the product is better.
True.
Branding.
I see, I see. Okay, so like let's say you become YouTube famous, right?
Okay.
And then you get a bunch of sponsors and then like you start your own line of makeup, right?
Okay. Wow, that's a dream.
Yeah, so help me understand. So like what are like the most important things? Like is it like the is it like a restaurant where like it's all about the food, like it's all about like the quality of the makeup, or is it
Hmm.
like or is it like you need like really like famous ambassadors and stuff like that, or is it like you need really good distribution channels, like like
Hmm.
like help me understand like the importance of each factor, I guess.
Okay. I would say definitely the product needs to be really great.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing because there are so many products out there. Switching costs are low for any cosmetic, skincare, makeup product, right? You agree with that?
Wait, sorry, you're lagging out for me. Uh,
How about now?
okay, sure. Continue.
So I was saying that switching costs for cosmetic products are super low,
Yeah.
right? So it is really important that your product is great, like amazing.
True.
Because, I for me to repurchase a product, I have to love it. Like it has to be my holy grail product because there's so many other brands I have never tried out there. But it really depends on the person whether they're simple or not. Some people like to stick. If it works, they continue sticking to the product. But for other people who you know aren't loyal, I guess they'll continue switching brands or switching products. And so I think that the product is number one.
True.
And that's why so many companies now are coming out with new products almost, every season. And it's really wasteful, to be honest, for the environment, for them to keep coming out with new ideas. And their product lines are getting larger and larger, and they're not taking away products. It's kind of like they want to, sell everything, sell as many products as they can, to as
Yeah.
many people as they can.
Yeah.
And that's not very environmentally friendly. But product is number one.
Hmm.
Branding is probably number two, because I would say that I wouldn't purchase from a no-name brand because I don't know if I trust it or not. There are many different regulations in terms of cosmetic products, so sometimes you don't really know if what they're putting into the product is good for you or not.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important as well. But I think the main tactics these days is marketing through brand influencers and social media stars. That's
True. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I see from my end, anyways. Because I
Hmm.
don't purchase any cosmetics, but I just see all these like cosmetic influencers.
Yeah.
Dude, they're making so much bank. It's crazy.
Beauty is a huge market, a huge, huge, huge market. And
Dude.
I would almost say that it's okay, maybe I shouldn't say this, but it's almost resistant proof.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, oh wait, like sorry, I said that wrong. Recession proof.
Oh yeah.
Because, nowadays if you look at a girl and we're going through a recession right now as COVID is happening. There's still online shopping, but have you ever seen those girls who always have fake lashes on, as in like the lash extensions, and they're always like, "Oh, I'm so broke." They're actually broke. They don't have money to buy extensions, but they try to get every penny to continue buying it, even though they're so broke.
Really?
Yeah, girls would use their money to look good because they value appearance, especially in today's society when appearance is almost so important.
But how expensive can lash extensions be?
They're so expensive.
How, I
If
don't
you
know, so
want,
tell me.
so let's say you get a hybrid set. This can be anywhere
What's a
from
hybrid set?
on the cheaper end around $100 to 300 $400,
Hmm.
and you have to kind of redo this every 3 weeks.
And how much does it take to renew them?
So it really depends from like 60 to $200.
Okay, so for the low end, it's around like
60.
$60.
That's if a student is doing it for you.
Okay, and to get it done the first time, it's like $400.
I would say 100
A
if a
hundred?
student is doing it for you on the lower end.
Okay, $100. Okay, that's still a lot.
That's a lot of
That's a
money.
lot. That's like 2 gym memberships. That's more than two gym.
All more than two.
That's like 3 gym memberships.
Yeah, so guys need to appreciate if the girls putting lashes on for them because they're using every scrap of money that they have to do that. It's not cheap.
Okay, let's say it's January 1st and get lashes. That means by March, I already spent like how much is that? That's 240 plus that's I already spent 340 and I got the cheapest there is. $340 for 3 months.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's absolutely
it's
nuts.
crazy.
That's
It's
absolutely
crazy.
nuts. Dude, I
Yeah.
have so much more respect for ABGs.
Unless you wear the That's lash extension. So if you wear strip lashes, it's cheaper because you have to put that on yourself, and you get those off Amazon or anything else,
Okay.
and those are reusable.
True. True. True.
Yeah,
True. Wait. So
you have a lot more respect now, right?
wait. So like lash extensions, like the higher end ones, like do they glue them on? Like how does it work?
The what?
Like the lash extensions, like do they like glue it on your like original lashes?
You mean the professionally one done
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the strip lashes?
Like both. Just tell me both.
So strip lashes, so both you use glue,
Okay.
okay? So a strip lash is basically one lash band and you just put that on your eye and you could take it off. You do that every day,
Yeah.
or you could do it every day.
Mhm.
Um, Lash extensions are more semi-permanent. So you have to go to a professional, someone who's certified to get that done.
Yeah.
And there are three different types that you can get.
Yeah.
Classic, hybrid, and volume. So a classic is one fake lash to one real lash. So they stick that together just like this on top. And hybrid is around 2 to 3 onto one real lash, two fake lashes on one real lash, and then volume is like 3 or more.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, so each lash. So the reason why it costs so much is because it takes a long period of time. You have to get it professionally done. You have to use medical grade supplies. It really hurts the eyes for the professional who's getting it done,
Yeah.
and you have to do it in a safe way where it doesn't damage your lash. So by putting these lashes onto that one real lash that you have, it's stuck. Like it's stuck until your lash falls off, and your lash always sheds and comes back.
Okay.
So
Okay. That makes
that's
sense.
why you have to get it redone every so often.
Dude, that's a mish.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
I mean, I wish I could do that, but I just don't see the value in spending so much for
Yeah,
lashes.
that's quite the steep price.
Yeah.
What's more expensive, lashes or cigarettes?
Ooh, I don't know. I never bought a cigarette box in my
You're
life.
right.
I don't even know how much it costs.
I think it's like $8 a pack, ish.
And I guess it depends how big of a smoker you are,
Yeah,
right?
there's people that smoke like multiple packs a day.
I know, that's expensive.
That's expensive. You're literally buying your death.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I'm kidding. Okay, so help me understand this. Okay, so after talking about this, help me understand. So,
Yeah.
is cosmetics more chemistry or is it more art?
Can you, can you repeat that into more simple terms?
Like, is the practice of like making new cosmetics, right? Like, is that more about understanding like chemistry and like
Oh,
dermatology?
chemistry.
Chemistry,
That's
yeah, chemistry and like dermatology,
hmm
or is it more about like, or is it more of like an artistic expression? You know what I mean? And you're just like assemble, like like these things work, and you're just like assembling like different things. You know what I mean? Cause, oh yeah, yeah. Anyways, yeah.
You're talking about users,
No, like people that make it.
people that make it.
Yeah.
So everything has to be done by someone who studied it. So it's definitely to make the product, it's chemistry. It's it's like scientists who make it.
Okay. So all the celebrities.
hmm
So let's say they want to make a line, right? So they
Yeah.
hire a bunch of scientists.
Okay. So what kind of happens these days is there are many warehouses out there in this world, but there's a select few at the same time. So people can private label. So some companies sell the same product almost because they're from the same warehouse and they didn't craft the products themselves.
Uh huh.
They just put their label over it.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
maybe the minor difference in what's
Like the
inside the actual product itself.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And even if they do that, depending on how they position their brand, if it's the same product, someone can make that like $40 and someone can make that $5. It really depends on the person
Yeah.
or the brand itself.
Okay.
So today how a lot of brands start up is if they're not making it themselves, if they're not the scientists themselves making it, or if they don't hire one,
Hmm.
um, a lot of times it's the warehouse who has the R&D and they kind of just private label for you.
Okay, okay. I see.
I don't know what Kylie Jenner does, but I would assume that she would be able to have the the money
Uh-huh.
to be able to hire a scientist
Okay.
or an expert.
So usually they don't do it from ground up, right? Or do they?
No, normally they don't these
Uh-huh.
days because there's so many brands out there. There's no way.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
doubt it. But then later on, once they get the capital, they might switch to making their own product
Sure, sure, sure.
midway through,
Yeah.
their brand. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's like Valiant. Do you know Valiant? Okay, they were basically a big drug company in the 2010s
Oh
ish.
wait, I think I've heard of this.
Yeah,
Heard of
yeah,
them.
yeah. They just like they just bought a bunch of drugs, and they bought a bunch of companies. Like their strategy was just to do M&A, and that
Mm,
R&D for new drugs was like bad capital allocation, and then
hmm.
they would buy up these companies, and then they would like just like bolster the price on all the drugs.
Actually, there's like the beauty industry. There's so much M&A.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm
One,
assuming. Is
I
what
would say one company, like for example, one company could own like 25% of what Sephora sells, and they're
really?
probably four big players.
Who are the big players?
So, for example, one of them would be Estee Lauder companies.
Uh huh.
They own Smashbox, they own Clinique, they own Estee Lauder, they
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
own Tom Ford, I think.
Yeah. They own
They,
Tom
yeah,
Ford.
huh?
I didn't know they owned Tom Ford.
That might be wrong. Uh, Let me see. What else do they own?
There's the Louis Vuitton company, right? They own a lot.
They own Sephora.
They own Sephora?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Um, and probably a lot of other things as well. And then there's L'Oreal. L'Oreal owns a lot of companies,
Hmm. Yeah, they do.
like almost everything.
Yeah, actually.
So that's why if they acquire you, it's just easier for them to push the products because they already have the built supplier relationship, right?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything else, but there's a lot. I recently applied to a job at a company called COTY. I don't want
I
to butcher it, Coty or whatever, but they
yeah.
own like they own OPI and they actually I don't want to butcher my information, so
Okay, no
yeah.
worries. Yeah,
But they own several companies.
true.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I wonder what industry in the world is not like
Taken
actually.
over
Yeah,
by
it's
dominant players.
yeah that you don't know. It's just like I don't know. Okay, I feel like every consumer brand product
Yeah.
or just any consumer product brands, like it's just like a bunch of like labels, but they're all owned by like the same
They all
company.
go to the same person.
They all go same person, bro. Like it's actually crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
that's wild.
Hmm. I think it's fascinating at the same time too, but at the same time it's like capitalism, but
Yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah. So if you're a known namer, like there's really like the best path is just to do well enough until one of these companies acquire you, right?
I guess it really depends on the values of the owner or the founder.
Yeah.
Some people love to, build up their business and have a successful business themselves and keep it running. And some people just like to pass it on to the next person after they create something successful, right?
But,
So,
but how are you gonna do that? Like I just feel like it's so competitive. No?
I mean, you can always fight for shelf space as an individual brand, but
Yeah.
it'll just be a lot more difficult too.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm. But I guess like these founders, founders of any company, they are up for the challenge, right? That's a reason why they actually I'm pretty sure they thought it through, that they knew it
Sure.
was going to be a challenge
Sure.
before
Have you
actually
ever seen
starting.
the Shark Tank episode with there's like two girls and then they're trying to push like this e-commerce site for Korean cosmetics? I forget what it's called.
On where?
Shark Tank.
On Shark Tank, there was a Korean cosmetic. I think it was Shark Tank.
It,
These girls
yeah.
who made Korean cosmetics.
They made Korean cosmetics?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyways,
I,
I
I don't
just
know if
remember
it's the
that.
same thing.
Huh?
I don't know if it's the same thing, but their company is called Glow Recipe or
Yeah,
Glow.
yeah, it is, it is, it is.
Oh, it was the same
Yeah,
one.
yeah. What happened to them?
And
Do you know?
I don't know if they ended up partnering up with the Sharks or not, but they're in Sephora.
They are?
Yeah, they're in Sephora.
True.
Quite popular brand now too.
Yeah. Do you think Korean cosmetics will ever be mainstream in NA?
Yes.
Yeah?
Even now, okay, I've always followed Korean cosmetics for a very long time in the past. Today, I walk into a Walmart, they sell Innisfree. And that's crazy. And even now, when I go into different malls, they have set up their own stores rather than going through, the Sephora route. They have probably because they have more control. They're setting up subsidiaries in North America. I think it's just a process. Korean culture is becoming more prevalent these days because, well, it's not even the hell you wave anymore, but I don't know. It's just Korean's culture is becoming the norm now.
I
Almost.
mean, I feel like we living a very close to Korea world, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you look at it, like for example, you look at BTS, the biggest boy group in the world,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Or you look at Parasite, who just won, the Oscars, right? Of course, the path is slow, but I feel like they're up and coming, like in terms of the entertainment and cosmetic world.
Okay,
For
I
Korea.
just want to know, is there a world where Karen from the suburbs goes to the face shop instead of Sephora?
Yeah, so I think that will take a lot more time, but I
Uh-huh.
think it could happen.
Yeah? Okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It's too early for these companies, right? I
Yeah.
mean, this is all new.
True. True. Well, I've ran out of questions.
You ran out of questions. How about I have questions for you?
Sure, hit me.
How about I interview you?
All right, sure.
What's your skincare routine?
Okay, just for reference, our podcast has been going on for an hour and 8 minutes, and
Okay.
if we go on for any longer, I
No
have
one's
to.
gonna want.
No. I have to upgrade my publishing platform, cause there's like platforms that allow you to um, it gives you like a dashboard
Yeah.
like of all the different podcast services, and you just
Hmm.
like upload it and then you can like manage it on there, so you don't have to like manually go to every single platform, upload it and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay. Don't answer my question then. How about let's conclude it?
sure.
No, You should take what I said. You should do like a would you rather thing for each host, like for one thing, just
Would
like
you?
for fun.
Okay. I feel like that's not me though. I mean I
Okay.
have. Okay.
You're right. You're right.
There's
This
like
is your
edgy
part.
stuff I can think of that I would like to do, but I don't think too edgy.
Okay. Don't worry about it. Then end your podcast then. It was fun talking.
That was fun
Thanks for
talking.
having me on the podcast. You're welcome.
Thank you for listening to the first podcast of Friendly Banter. I would like to give special thanks to Jasmine for coming on. I think it was a really fun episode. It was really nice
It was
talking to you.
fun.
Yeah.
I love talking to you.
Thanks, friend. All right, and then we're gonna end it here. Thanks for listening. Bye.